Welcome to this edition of Trojan Talk. I'm Paige Ray. Thank you so much for joining us. We have a real special treat for you today. We have members of the Brundage Historical Society. Sitting with me is the president, Lawrence Bowden, and then the treasurer, Ursula Bryant. Thank you two for being here.
Thank you for having us.
So we are talking about something that is really beloved here in our community, which is the Pike Piddlers Storytelling Festival. Is that correct?
That's correct. It is.
And it's coming up.
It is, and we have it in Brundage on Friday night, and then we come to the Trojan Center on Saturday and have it all day. So 3 sessions, Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, and Saturday night at the theater in the Trojan Center. And it's a great venue for it, and we've been doing it for years, and we thoroughly enjoy coming up here to do it.
For people who may have never heard of this, maybe folks who aren't from around here, tell us about what this storytelling festival is. It's in the name, right?
Right. From around the country, we get nationally known storytellers, and we invite them to come. Of course, we pay them, but they are really good storytellers. And they come, we invite 4 of them to come, and they come to Brundage to our theater, community theater there for Friday night, and we have our regular supper with that. And they each tell we have pre-show music, first of all, while people are gathering and eating and so forth. When the storytelling starts, each one of the storytellers tells an individual story. There's 4 of them, so there's 4 separate stories told. And then when we come up here on Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, the pre-show music starts at 9:30. And by the way, the pre-show music is really worth the price of admission. It's really good.
It's a show in itself.
Yes, it is. And then we'll start at 10 o'clock, and each one of the storytellers will tell a different story from what they told Friday night. So there'll be 4 new stories told. And then that afternoon, at 1:30, we'll have the pre-show music, and at 2 o'clock, we'll have the afternoon show. And they'll tell a different story. Each storyteller will tell a different story that afternoon. And that night, they'll do the same thing again. This time, we're going to have something a little bit special, too. We're going to have a little special to honor Catherine Tucker Wyndham, who was one of the premier storytellers in the country. She's from Selma, Alabama, in that area over there. And she was a great lady and a great storyteller. She wrote a book and so forth, and she's just really great. She passed away a few years ago, and we're going to honor her that Saturday night by having a little review of her storytelling and some of her favorite songs and so forth by the storytellers and so forth. They're going to do it. So it'll be a little something extra, and then they'll tell the stories after this.
That's really neat. And so for people who may not have heard of storytelling in this kind of traditional way, what is this, and what do they do?
Ursula, you want to tell them something about that?
Well, basically they take a story from their childhood or from an event in the community they grew up in, and they weave it into a beautiful long story. And sometimes it can be enveloped into very continuous stories, and then it comes back to the homegrown story that they started with. And so it's really reflecting back on themselves and what they did, and it is a combination of truth and almost truth.
That's the best kind. So this is like an art. This I mean, it's not like an art. It is an art.
Absolutely, yes.
And it's a kind of traditional one too. This is something that's been around and touches
on
long
time. Storytelling has been around forever. Yeah. And each one of the storytellers are different. They're completely different. So you're not going to hear the same thing over and over again. They're completely different. Donald Davis has been here every time. He likes it. And people who come love coming here. They like to come to our theater in Brundage. They really like the venue down there. It's different from most places they go. And then they like the stage up here, the way the auditorium's built and everything, for the presentation. So they enjoy coming. They like to come back. Now, Donald Davis is a premier storyteller in the country. He's a retired Methodist minister, and he you'll never know that from the way he stretches some of his stories, but he's really good. And he's been here every time since we started, about, what, 14 or 15 years, I guess. And I've heard him every time. That's 14 or 15 years times 4 that I've heard him. And he's only told the same story 3 times.
Oh my goodness.
In all that time. And one of them was by request that he told it. And he's just really good. And when he comes every time, we invite him back every time, and he comes, and the audiences just love him. He's great. And then we have some really other good people. We have Bill Lepp, who's a notorious liar. He stretches it so you don't know where he's telling the truth or lying.
He makes you wonder.
Makes you wonder when you listen to him.
So you've sold us on the fact that we need to be there. So where do people need to go in order to get their tickets, and when do they need to be there?
Okay.
The best way to get the tickets is to call the number. It's on our website. It's on our Facebook page and on the flyers that we have. It's 334-685-5524. You'll be talking to Miss Kathy Steed, and she is the keeper of tickets and knows exactly what we have left to sell.
And just a reminder for all of you at home, this is on Friday, January 27th, and then on Saturday, January 28th, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, perfect. And one more time, you can go on their website. You can find more information there. Give those numbers a call for tickets. You guys, thank you so much for coming and endorsing this event. It's a rich history, and we appreciate you sharing it with us.
Thank you. I hope the people out there have heard us and will be interested in come if they haven't been before. Most people have been before. If they know we haven't, they're coming back, you know. So,
there you go. And if you've never experienced it, now is the time to do so. So thank you so much for being here, and thank you for being a part of this edition of Trojan Talk.